Welcome to episode 29 of Two Owls Talking Sports. We are back on the mainland and in studio on the first floor of the TLC. I'm Mike Davidson, joined as always by my partner, John Wiley, Overlake's athletic director, and we will have a special guest for you later in the show. But first, John, we're back and we are right back at it with Overlake at Spring Athletics. Good streak to start the first week back, 7-0. The varsity teams in this first week back. That's a pretty good return to action.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our theme today, Mike. Streaking. Oh, not the streaking you think of. We're the streaking that has to do with teams on a roll, and we've got a lot of them. So yeah, 7 varsity wins this week. Girls tennis, who moves to 8-0 and on top of the league with 2 more wins. Won 9 out of 10 sets, doing great. Golf, I don't think anyone's got anywhere near them this year. They win again. They beat Bush yesterday. I think it was 113-65. And by the way, Rena Lynn she was a medalist with 32, so she's doing great. On the soccer front, our boys came back and then played Seattle Christian, tight game, late goal by Edison, put us ahead to stay, 1-0, clean sheet. And then we've got, at the same time, we had a boys lacrosse game the other day, and we just might hear from a guest about that. Probably as exciting a game as we have seen all year in any sport. Place went nuts, just so much fun. Overtime, sudden death, 9-8 win over Lakeside, fun stuff. And then what about you? Big doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, the Growls back in action. Rain delayed set with Granite Falls. Got to finish one and play another one yesterday. Won both of those. Big set coming up. The second game of the King Series this Friday, and then Cedar Park Christian looms next week. So a lot to be decided for the Growls.
And you're part of that streaking list, so let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. John, we got a top 5 streak list that is currently underway. Let's start there at number 5.
Well, at number 5, they just started another winning streak. Our boys soccer team won in a row, but that's okay. They're 6-2 this year. They're playing great. They did drop one to Vashon, who I saw as the number 1 team in the state, so nothing to be ashamed of, but they turned around and beat Seattle Christian, so their winning streak starts again, number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4 are the Growls, aren't they? The Growls one big one down at Seton Catholic right during Project Week. That's a big win. And then the doubleheader you mentioned. So that's 3 in a row. You're now 11-5?
11-5 overall.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number three is girls golf. 4 matches this year, 4 W's. Again, no one's laid a glove on them. They are something special, defending their 2-time state championship.
Number 2.
Number 2, boys lacrosse. After dropping a tough opener at Juanita, they have won 6 in a row. And it was a little touch and go. I think in that Lakeside game, they never led in regulation, but they turned around, tied it late, and got the W with a sudden death goal. So 9-8, and they have won 6 in a row.
And then number 1 on our streaking list.
As I said earlier, the girls tennis team defending 3 state championships in a row look the part. They have put together their first 8 wins, which is fantastic. And they are not, however, the streaking team of the year.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
That would be boys tennis, who won an astounding 18 in a row to open the season before they dropped to a Kingco team just at the end. But 18 in a row is a tough number.
Outstanding. Well, I want to go back to the number 2 on that list. We've got a special guest with us in studio, Overlake's senior captain of that boys lacrosse team, Pierce Pape. Played a huge role in the win you talked about last week over Lakeside and the success that team has had all season. So, Pierce, welcome to Tots.
Hey, longtime fan here. Super hyped to be on the podcast.
We'd like to hear it. One of the many subscribers.
Yeah, again, Tots, the number 1 podcast in the world focused on Overlake athletics.
That's right. I guess I'll start off. Pierce, the theme, as you know, is streaking. Mm-hmm. And you, earlier this season, became the school's all-time leading goal scorer, which is a fantastic accomplishment. And I'm thinking back, and I can't remember the last time you didn't score in a game. Do you know what your personal goal scoring streak is?
So we play about 11 games a year, like give or take, I think between 10 and 12 every year. The first game I ever played my freshman year against Seattle Prep, I didn't score. And then I scored in every game since then. I scored against O'Day as well my freshman year. So
you think Coach Umberger was patient with you?
Yeah.
Gave another opportunity?
He gave me another opportunity for sure. So I think it's been over 40 games since I didn't last score.
That might be a number that we don't see again. So congratulations on that. But I also, I know you're a great captain. You're a team guy first. If you guys haven't seen the Ad Owls News quick interview after the game with you, first thing you did is shout out your teammates about the team. Hey, warms my heart.
Amazing. I mean, that's our rival. I'm so hyped with the team effort. Let's go, guys.
Great win over Lakeside. What do you think?
I mean, that was just a phenomenal game. Beating Lakeside is always a bucket list win for our team, and our team fought hard the entire game. We were down by multiple goals at one point, and our team just did not give up. We really rallied at halftime, and we just brought it to them in the second half.
Yeah, your defense was tough. Your goalie.
Yeah, he was lights out.
He was something.
You know, you're approaching this, clearly you got 4 years of experience, right? You've been a big part of this team from the beginning. But this is coming up on the end of the road in high school, right? You know, the senior season, you've been there at the end in the playoffs in years before. Is there something that changes in your approach now as you kind of think about playing in college and the end of this journey? Are there things you appreciate or things that you do differently going down the stretch run as a senior?
I'd say I'm definitely working on just like leadership attributes coming towards the end of the season. I think that's the main thing I want to improve before college. And it's just very nostalgic. Like, coming up is our senior night next week, which just feels crazy to say because I can just remember my first practice as a freshman and it just went by way too quickly. So definitely trying to build a tightly knit team. We've been doing team dinners on Fridays
Cool.
and just building more team tradition. And yeah, just trying to have a bittersweet ending to the season.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to have senior night is
Next Tuesday, I believe.
It's against Sammamish, right?
Yeah, against Sammamish.
Yeah. Keep looking at Instagram or X or whatever at Owls News. We will send you all those senior nights. But that's going to be a big thing, right? So tell us what how big your senior class is, or in this case, how small your senior class is.
Well, this is actually the smallest senior class I believe we've had since I can remember being in the program. It's the smallest. It's just me and Oliver. So it's 2 seniors, but 2 very impactful seniors, I'll say. Me and Oliver have been leaders on this team since freshman year. Even as freshmen, when we had a really big and impactful senior class, we were still out there and having fun.
Yeah. And fun you've had, especially this season.
Yep.
But I want to take you back to last season. And for those of you guys that don't know, the Owls went pretty far. We got to state quarters, right, before we saw Sela.
Yep.
In that game, you were unstoppable. You were the state's leading scorer last year, I believe. Which is an amazing accomplishment in its own right. But you were going off that day, and in second quarter, you already had half dozen goals under your belt, and you ran the field and you unleashed a great shot, and you took a big shot, and that was one of the hardest moments as an AD I've seen, just because we all knew how important you are to the team and how hard that hit was. And we all were concerned about you. And I don't even think you were awake at that point after that. And I know it was a season-ending injury, heartbreaker for you, the community, the whole deal. My question is, you were a junior, right? How did you have the resiliency to return? And you play fearlessly, man. I mean, like you go through there like you think you're 240 and a middle linebacker, but I got to tell you, you're just a really fast, talented attack. And I guess I'm saying, where did you find the strength to move forward and, to be honest with you, improve as much as you have?
I mean, honestly, for me, I knew it was an illegal hit, so I wasn't going to let that get the best of me. And I knew I had a very short window to heal before my actual first tournament of the summer, where it was really make or break that summer, because I had to pick up offers if I wanted to play in college. So I actually went into my first tournament still with like the metal face gear from my surgery, and I actually played really well. So that was very motivating for me. And just my teammates as well at the club level, a lot of them have sustained very big injuries, and they've persevered through it and they've improved after. And I think that's what really drove me to improve after such a big hit.
Well, your toughness is appreciated, but at the same time, your resiliency and your ability to overcome that and then just step right back into it like it never happened. Mm-hmm. So credit to you for that. And stay safe the rest of this year, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. Don't forget to have fun down the stretch. And, congratulations on the legacy you've left in this program. And I think there's probably more you can add to it in the weeks to come.
And moving forward, we have a college signing day ceremony next week. And I know there's all the drama in that, but why don't you kind of let the cat out of the bag? It's been no secret because I know they signed you early, but tell us what the next step is for you.
So the next step for me is to play at Colorado College, which I'm super excited about because I had it down to about 5 offers of schools that I wanted to play at, and that was actually the only school in the Western region. So definitely closer to home and in an environment that I'm more familiar with. So I'm super excited for the next 4 years.
Great school, and from what I understand, a really good program too. Congratulations.
And that was Overlake's lacrosse captain, all-time leading scorer, Pierce Pape, 26. He's still out there. You can catch him on senior night at Overlake's Turf Field number 1 next Tuesday, John?
Tuesday.
Against Sammamish. And keep a lookout for senior nights these next couple of weeks. Each one of these programs is going to get to honor those seniors who have meant so much to these programs, not just this year, but over the years. And so, with that said, there's a lot of good games coming up in the next week or so. What's your call for hot ticket, John?
Well, and 3 or 4 of our programs are already on top of the standings or within striking distance. So all these games are going to matter for playoff seeding, you name it. But there's one coming up. We're taping this on Friday. Hopefully it'll drop today. And shout out to Chris Schwam and
Executive
Mike
producer
Fine.
of 2 Owls Talking Sports.
They do an amazing job turning this around and making it into what it is. But we have a big game tomorrow morning. I know Pierce, tomorrow's prom, man.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's why we have an 11 a.m. prom special so that they can all get back and get in photos and all that. But we have a very big boys soccer game tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. at Overlake against Bush. It'll have a lot to say about who moves on to a high seed in the playoffs.
All right, good seats still available for that one. Get your ticket early. Hope to see you there on Saturday, as well as at games and contests for each of these teams coming up this week. Looking forward to my own senior day coming up. Just a really special time of year as we head toward the playoffs.
And make no mistake, though he said get your ticket, your ticket is, by watching this, free admission to our
For
home
you
games.
and your friends.
That's right.
So we'll see you out there, and we'll be back next week to bring you our next volume of 2 Owls Talking Sports from my partner, John Wiley, and our guest today, Pierce Pape. I'm Mike Davidson. Thanks for joining us.